What is up, you guys? How are you? Hello, hello, hello. Haven't been live in a long time. D, I'm gonna make you a mod. What is up? Thank you. Alrighty, so we are doing the, oh, of course, there goes my phone. Always fucking happens, doesn't it? Okay. Whoa. So we are doing the weekly, and there goes the ring light. We are doing, I'm just a fucking mess over here, right? Like always. We are doing the weekly, my Capricorn North Node is just like, what the fuck, get your shit together. There we go. It's probably not gonna stay up right here now, is it? We are gonna be doing the, can you guys see me? Is my head cut off? Because it's cut off on the freaking camera. Hi Sam, hi Steph. We are gonna be doing the weekly energy readings, all of that live. We're gonna be going into each zodiac sign. It's gonna be fun stuff. My lips are showing, okay. Hold on. Oh, you mother effer. I knew to like get this situated and then I forgot. Oh my God. Let me see if I can put it on one of my decks. Because my tripod is like too tall for this right here, so it's not gonna work on my tripod. And I'm right in front of a window, so I can't like... I'm sorry, guys. And if I have anybody that wants to timestamp tonight, that would be super helpful. I know it's crooked, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. Trust me, it bothers me too. I'm a Libra sun, so... Okay, so first we're gonna go over the astrology. The blue names are the mods, okay? So, Ari, I'm gonna make you a mod. Basically the blue names are the mods, the moderators. So they can kick people out if they're disrespectful or, you know, if a fight breaks out. We're going to be using the Zombie Tarot tonight because, well, it seemed appropriate, so, you know. Okay, so we're going to go over a little bit of what's happening this week for everybody, no matter what freaking sign your zodiac is. So, basically, what's going on? So Mercury is moving back into Pisces, okay? So a lot of things that happened during the Mercury retrograde are really going to start getting straightened out more and more. So if there was like a shit show of confusion for you during that time frame, which was basically most of the month of February, things are going to start making more and more sense now, okay? Because Mercury has been and it moved back into Aquarius a couple weeks ago. Now it's moving back into Pisces. It's going forward. He's good. It's all good. Well, Mercury's neutral, so I think of him as a he anyway. But anyway, so other than that, what else is going on is that Mars, which is like our masculine energy, our drive, it wants to get things done. It's like energized. It's like the freaking, I don't know, it's like the dude that's like super muscular that like goes to the gym, you know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, look at me, like I'm fucking big and bad and all that, right? I'm trying to think of somebody that's like, that really reminds me of like Mars energy, maybe like The Rock, you know, or something like that. But anyways, Mars also stands for conflict. It can also be aggravation, irritation. It can also be knives, so it can rule surgery and things of that nature. Accidents, things like that, because it's like, you know, it's like fire. Like, I think of Mars as like fire. Mars rules the sign of Aries and Scorpio. Mars has been in Capricorn, and it's going to be going over Jupiter, okay? It's going to be going over Jupiter, which means Jupiter expands things, right? Jupiter is expansion. So when Mars gets with Jupiter, that masculine energy is going to be expanded. So it's going to be like full throttle. And in the sign of Capricorn, we're going to be really freaking worried, really freaking focused, really freaking like just, I don't know, adrenaline rushing, all that shit to get shit done, okay? Like, to get shit done, to achieve shit. We are going to be like just pedal to the metal. Is that how you say it? I don't know, but pedal to the metal, full speed ahead. Like, I got shit I gotta do, and you need to be careful with this because it can be too much, right? Just too much. That's the word for this, too much, or the words for that. By the way, if you haven't noticed yet, I can't communicate worth shit, so just excuse me. But also, it's going to be going over Pluto, okay? Now, a lot of people think this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, which they're not technically conjunct yet, but they're pretty damn close, is what is causing the shit show in the world right now. I think it's like a mixture of really all of it. But Capricorn and Saturn is about stripping down to the bare essentials of things, and that's kind of what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, and Pluto is about survival and being resourceful and change and transformation. So when Mars gets with Pluto, that is going to be even more like, you know, people may start really freaking out or acting out of fear this week. Unfortunately, I'm just going to be real with you guys. But also it may be like the drive some people need, because it can play out in so many different ways, you guys. It really depends on your chart. And we're going to go through the signs in just a second. But it can give some people the drive to really be more resourceful, to really change things, you know what I mean? So there's definitely going to be huge things happening. And on top of that, Saturn moves into Aquarius this week, and that's another reason I wanted to do all signs, because I didn't get to do all the signs for this month. So we're going to be talking about this week, which is basically the biggest week of March, astrologically speaking, like transit speaking, and that's why I wanted to do all 12 signs in this video. So Saturn's going to be moving into Aquarius, and I've been talking about that for like months now, you guys, and I talked a lot about it in the March 2020 all signs video at the beginning of this month, and we're going to talk about it for each sign, okay? But this is, you know, Aquarius is the sign of revolution. Aquarius is the sign of social systems, okay? So now that old structures, old traditions, like, you know, and that includes the government and in the world in general, are getting ripped down, Aquarius is where, you know, the society. So society is going to start feeling restricted. This is the start of a whole new, it's the beginning of the end. That's what I keep saying. It's the beginning of the end. This is the start of what's to come for the next few years, when the world completely fucking shifts, you guys, like a revolution, you know what I mean? A new age. And no, not necessarily the age of Aquarius, because that's still a long, like, that's still out of our lifetimes, but you know, we're still going to be in the age of Pisces, but we are shifting. Paradigms are shifting, the world is shifting, and it's going to be in a way And see, Aquarius is also the sign of freedom. So, like, it's going to get worse before it gets better. I really feel that, unfortunately. But it's going to, it's leading to freedom, okay, for society. So if you can try to think of the bigger picture, like I just said in my pick a card reading, on a lower level, it looks really like, it looks really fucking crazy and really manic and really scary. But on a higher level, if you can get yourself to that higher level, and make sure, you guys, that you are centering yourselves. We just went live for my course yesterday, my Soulology course that's ending after this month, but to center and to do some techniques to center, because that's what's going to get you to that higher state of thinking about this. And it's kind of like a balance, like with everything, you know, going back and forth between being in the world, being present and staying informed, but also not living in constant fear. Fear is always going to be there because we're human and we have an ego, and, you know, we're like, our ego is all about, fear is all about self-preservation, right? And so it's just when that fear gets exaggerated and where we start feeling like, you know, we gotta like basically do all this crazy shit that we really don't have to do because we're under an illusion. Okay, so anyways, that's what's going on. I wanted to keep it short because I know most of you guys want the effing sign reading. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start with Aries just because it's the first sign. So why not? And it's almost Aries season. So Aries, this week of March, Saturn and Aquarius. I'm gonna try to do the astrology and the tarot kind of like simultaneously if I can. Since I'm doing this live, I can't just like take my time, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try to do this the best way possible. But I hope you guys are doing good. I know shit's fucking insane right now. It's cray cray. People are losing their shit. And rightly so. I mean, it's scary, man. Like, it's scary. You just have to try to, like, fucking just gotta get through it. I mean, really, when you think about it, you really have no choice but to try to get through it. So you might as well just, you know, deal with it. Okay, Aries. Okay, the Three of Cups. Ooh, okay, too many cards, too many cards. So we have the Three of Cups. So Three of Cups usually indicates a social situation, but I feel this is a little more relationship oriented for Aries. We also have the Six of Hazards, aka the Six of Pentacles, and the Moon reversed. Okay, so boom, Three of Cups. Whatever the fuck this is, Six of Hazards, which is like Six of Pentacles, and the Moon reversed, okay? So Aries, what I'm getting here is either you or somebody in your life this week is possibly being a little bit too much, like too controlling. They're not, maybe like kind of what I'm getting here is like deception, really. Deception. Either you feel you're being deceived or you feel like someone's not listening to you, hearing you, whatever the case may be. Because if you look at this card, the Six of Cups, it's the zombie tarot, right? Because it felt fitting. But this guy is, you know, he's basically tricking the zombie that's mowing the lawn, right? Like, hey, you know what I mean? And then we also have the Moon reverse, which can also be about deception. So you may, this may not be like to a high extent. This may be to an extent that is like, trying to manipulate a situation to get what you want is kind of what I feel from this. But it may not be exactly what you think you want. That's also where the deception can come in. It may seem like what you want. Okay, so we have Black Moon, Lilith, Mystery, and then we have Grand Cross, Provoker, which perfectly goes with this reading. So also for Aries, Saturn is moving into your 10th, or no, I'm sorry, your 11th house. It's moving out of your 10th house of Capricorn. So finally you're going to feel a little bit of pressure, like lifted from your career, your achievements. Like maybe you've had, even if it's not been someone personally, it's almost like you've had this voice inside your head, like, what are you doing with your life? You know what I mean? Like, have you achieved everything you could? You know, are you good enough? Like, look at what you're doing with your life. Like, you know, and you've had this kind of like weight on you when it came to what you're doing with your life, your career, your path, your purpose, and just your life in general, like possibly even like a fatherly figure that maybe has been like all up on your shit for a while and driving you freaking nuts, you know what I mean? Because that's why I call Saturn Big Daddy, because he is, that's what he reminds me of, you know, like a freaking drill sergeant dad, drop and give me 20, bitch, you know what I mean? So anyways, we have Black Moon, Lilith, and the Grand Cross Provoker here with this. So what I'm getting here is that you're going to be feeling a little bit testy, even though it's moving into your 11th house. It's weighing that. It's almost like you may have to navigate a situation, and it could be with your career still, because even though that weight's being lifted, you still have Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto and all that shit that I talked about earlier happening in your career house. So you're going to feel like the power in your career, or the higher ups, or the people that control shit is out of control in some way, okay? Or you may end up taking some kind of really drastic action, or have to take some kind of really drastic action to change something, or you may have to be resourceful, right? Because someone's provoking you and you're really confused about it. You're really confused like what to do with this situation. But either way, you have a lot of energy this week where it's like you may have to be resourceful, basically. You may have to kind of like watch yourself that you don't make any huge life-changing decisions. I mean, you can, but try to think about it. Try not to act out of anger, okay? And if it's not you, this could be somebody in your career field that is kind of, you know, doing this to you in some way, or that is provoking you, that is trying to control you, or that just is not, you're not getting the answers that you want, I feel, and it feels deceptive. It feels, and it definitely deals with other people. There could be some people at work that you feel like you're not on the same page with this week. So be very careful of that, Aries. But that is what I'm seeing for you right now. We are going to move on to the lovely sign of Taurus. And let's see what's going on. Also, if any of you guys in here could take timestamps, that would be really freaking amazing. If not, I will go back and do it myself later once the live is finished. Because I get it, like you guys have lives and all of that. And I don't really like expect people to do it. That's why I normally do my own, but it is helpful when I'm live. But if you can't, it's not your, it's really not like your responsibility, you know what I mean? So don't feel obligated. Okay. Taurus. So Venus is still in your sign, Taurus, and it is going to be making some trines over to everything in Capricorn. Okay, so and Capricorn for you is your 9th house. So and then Saturn's going to be moving into your 10th house. So unfortunately, just like I was kind of telling Aries, and this is something I forgot to mention. Shit, I should have mentioned this in the beginning. This is the week that you want to start paying attention. Everybody, no matter what sign you are, because Saturn is moving into Aquarius, and like I've been talking about, is going to give you a preview of what's to come. And it's going to be in Aquarius for the next few months, but it's going to retrograde back, and then it's going to retrograde back in at the very end of the year for 3 years, you guys. So, but right now it's going to show you a preview for the next few months of what's to come in your next 3 years. So it's important to pay attention. But anyways, so for Taurus, Saturn is going to shift this week into your house of career. Okay, so you're going to be getting very serious about, well, I think what's going to happen is it's going to be very obvious to you where you don't feel freedom in your life anymore. Okay, you're going to start feeling kind of like this heaviness of like, what am I doing with my life? What's my purpose? What do I want to do with my life? Like, I don't feel free. You know what I mean? Where do you not feel free? Where do you feel restricted? Where do you feel like you need a whole revolution in your life? You know what I mean? Where do you feel like you're not connected? Okay, where do you feel like you're not being individual to who you are and your path in life? That's what Saturn's going to start showing you, but it may start off by feeling very restrictive and very kind of not fun to be 100% real with you. But all this stuff going on back in Capricorn in your 9th house. So there could be somebody in your life that is very opinionated, or if you're like going to school, or you're going to, I don't know, like if you're in school for something, college, or if you are dealing with somebody from a foreign place or an institution, organization, something along those lines. There's definitely something here. This week is not the week to travel, and it's not really the time to travel anyway, but definitely not a week to travel. But there's definitely some huge shifts that are happening here in your belief systems, okay? In your belief systems, in your worldviews. There could also be somebody that's very opinionated in your life. Mars rules your 12th house, so this could also be kind of like a something. This could definitely be something to do with travel. That would be more if you're a Taurus rising. Let's see. Mars also rules your 7th, so you would be, this could definitely be kind of like the make or break situation in a relationship as well, okay? Really deciding, like, do you guys have the same world views, or is there something going on that is this is really about your path, really about what it is that you feel you're called to do, what it is you feel your purpose is, and it's about being resourceful, because right now you may feel like you really want to do something, but you may feel like you're being held back, like you're being restricted, like you don't have the correct resources to do it, or the correct even like knowledge or learning to do it. But I mean, it's big though. It's not just like, oh, you know, I want a new job. Like, no, this is like something really big. So hopefully that's making sense. But for you guys, we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. We have the 7 of Wands reversed. And we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so this definitely looks like it could possibly be an argument. Okay, an argument or something that is blocking you when it comes to you possibly suppressing your truth. We have 5th house creativity reversed, and we have 10th house the world. Like I said, Saturn is moving into your 10th house, and your 5th house is Virgo, where we just had that Virgo full moon. That's interesting. And then Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, is in your 11th. So this could definitely be like feeling slowed down or feeling blocked, feeling like something's in your way almost. But I also feel like people are all up on your shit this week. You know what I mean? There's something out of balance here with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. This can sometimes feel like bad luck. This can sometimes mean that it's just there's something that's blocked because it's not in the universe's plans, okay? And you're kind of being pulled to a new direction, I feel, is what's happening here. But you may need to watch your words, okay? Because I do see possibly some kind of conflict here. Okay, so moving on to Gemini. So for Gemini, Saturn is finally moving out of your 8th and moving into your 9th in Aquarius. So it's going to really be a time where you feel maybe held down. Where you start wanting to experiment or get out into the world, or where you maybe even draw back and get distant from the world. Okay, so also you're going to start noticing in your life, Gemini, where you maybe don't feel freedom, or where you maybe feel held back or held down. You're going to really start thinking about the bigger picture and what needs to change in your life. Also, with all of this stuff in Capricorn, be careful, okay, because it's in your 8th house. All this Mars shit is happening in your 8th house. Mars in the 8th can sometimes indicate surgery or, you know, huge transformation. So just, there's definitely a huge transformation I feel coming this week for Gemini. Now, this could also be something that's really holding you back when it comes to finances and other people's money. So loans, grants, assistance, the government, you know what I mean? Something along those lines, institutions. Something like that. You're really kind of, I don't know why, I kind of get something about wanting to speak the truth about something that just kind of came to me randomly. I don't know who for, but okay, so with all this stuff in your 8th house, and Mars going over Jupiter, you may want to watch out that you're not making any huge financial decisions out of fear, that you're being resourceful, that you're not freaking out about finances, because that's what I really see here for you, Gemini. Also, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of you may experience either some kind of financial loss, okay? Or another way that you could work with this energy, even if it's not financial loss, even if you're just freaking out or worried about finances, is actually with Venus in your 12th, this could be possibly giving or helping people as well for some of you. So keep that in mind. But there's definitely an energy here of also, for some of you, this could be friendships loaning money from you or borrowing money from you, or some issues with business this week that come up that need to be addressed. Okay, so you guys have the Chariot. You have the 8 of Cups. You have the 4 of Cups. And you have the 9 of Swords reversed. Okay. Wow, this is interesting. So I feel like some of you guys could have been going somewhere or tried to plan to go somewhere. Some of you guys could be trying to help somebody. To be totally real with you guys, kind of what I'm seeing here on like a really specific level is I feel like some of you as Geminis maybe aren't taking everything that's going on in the world really seriously, which could end up resulting in which could end up not resulting very, like, giving great results. Just to be all the way real with you, that's not going to be all of you, that just may be some of you. But I just kind of see like a sense of, or I'm just kind of feeling like a sense of carelessness here. Some of you guys could get sick, and I kind of really feel that for you as a Gemini, because your Mercury is in Pisces right now, and Mercury is your ruling planet. It's not very good in Pisces, okay? So you need to just really be careful. But some of you guys could be taking care of someone that's sick, maybe not necessarily with the virus, you know what I mean? But something along those lines, because I'm kind of seeing caregiving here. And we also have the Yod Destiny. Yes, that could definitely happen. Like, realistically, yes, most of us will get sick, but this is for someone specifically that I feel like is kind of, I don't know, just not taking it seriously, and they should be. Like, maybe they already have pre-existing health conditions or something. So anyways, we have Yod Destiny, and we have Saturn return age reverse, which also tells me there's something here that needs to be taken seriously. With Yod Destiny, I'm kind of getting that you're kind of like thinking about going in a new direction with something. Okay, you're thinking about going in a new direction with something, because I'm getting like a lot of different kind of energy off this reading. It's not just like one storyline. I'm just trying to tell you everything that I'm getting. But what I'm getting here is that you could be going in a new direction with something because you're not feeling happy with something anymore. You're not feeling satisfied with something anymore. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm also seeing that some of you guys may be, and this is kind of why I was saying some of you guys could be sick or end up getting sick, because we have the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords reversed. Okay, so this to me is like laying low. Nine of Swords reversed can sometimes be lost. So just be careful. I'm not trying to scare anybody. Just be careful. But what I'm also seeing here with this is boredom. Okay, boredom, and almost mentally feeling like some kind of mental issue because of the Nine of Swords. So for some, this could be surgery, like I said, with Mars in the 8th house, but also maybe depression or some kind of mental health thing. So make sure that you're taking care of that, and it may be that you need to get away from something, or you need to get away from someone. Okay, so I know that's a few different storylines, but okay, so moving on to Cancer. If I could shuffle. That was Gemini. Okay, Cancer. Needed a vape break. So Saturn is finally moving out of your opposite sign, which is going to take a huge weight, it's going to be a huge weight lifted off of your relationship life. This isn't just romantic. This is any significant relationships you have in your life. So, I mean, Saturn's been in your opposite sign of Capricorn for 3 years now, so you've been getting really serious about your relationships. You've been really buckling down, and you know, just you've had to do a lot of work on your relationships. You know what I mean? Maybe some of you have even been really distant in relationships, or maybe you were at first. Maybe some of you guys, you know, were able to get into serious relationships finally under this transit, or maybe some of you guys ended relationships under this transit. But either way, Saturn is finally moving out of your opposite sign for a few months and into your 8th house before it moves back, okay? So what's going to happen with this is that you're going to start getting serious about your finances and about business and about, you know, anything to do with like debt and other people's resources, other people's money, change, transformation. Okay, you're going to see where maybe you don't have a lot of freedom with your money, or maybe you don't have a lot of freedom when it comes to other people's money, or maybe some of your income comes from other people, so maybe you have a business where other people pay for a product or a service, or maybe you get assistance or loans or credit cards, whatever. You're gonna see where you don't have a lot of freedom in those areas, okay? And I know a lot of you guys are commenting. I feel really like rude not reading your comments, but it's hard to concentrate. And I will like go through and try to read comments at the end. So if you do have something that you really want me to see, if you want to wait around to the end, then you can comment then, or if you have any questions or anything. Okay, so anyways, but with all this stuff still in your 8th house for the moment, Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, like I was talking about earlier, this is going to create possibly a lot of tension in your relationships, or a huge breakthrough even. I don't know why I'm getting that, I just am. This could be a huge breakthrough in relationships. This could be some tension in relationships, especially to do with finances or your partner's finances. Maybe this, you know, shit show that's happening in the world right now is kind of like, you know, being really hard on your partner's job or your finances, or it's like freaking you out with money, and you're gonna have to learn how to work together and be resourceful. Now also, you may be feeling super motivated, or your partner may be super motivated, but by the end of the week this could end up leading to some kind of huge change or shift, either on your partner's part or on your part, okay? So just make sure that you're watching out for that. Your partner could seem a little bit like overly irritated or aggravated, or like way too optimistic, you know what I mean? Like not taking things seriously or taking things too seriously. So just be aware of that. It's not, you know, it's mainly just going to be this week. So try to, you know, just work through it if you can. You'll get through it. And yeah, so let's see. Ooh, all reversed. Okay, the 6 of Cups reversed. We have the 8 of Swords reversed. The Justice card reversed. Interesting. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. This is really cool. So like I was saying, for whatever reason, the word breakthrough just kind of like hit me while I was looking at the chart here. And what I see here, that's kind of what I see here in the cards so far, Cancer. So the Six of Cups reversed is kind of like a renewal. It's kind of like moving on from the past, okay? And we also have the Eight of Swords reversed, which, you know, is kind of like seeing the truth about something. Okay, so for a lot of you guys, this reading is kind of geared towards somebody that is, the astrology portion may relate to you, but this reading in particular with the cards, I'm going to read it a couple different ways, but what I'm getting here with the cards is that this is for somebody that is likely going through a divorce or a separation or a breakup, or even a contract, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be love, although we do have Venus love reversed in this reading. So feel like it's love, but it could be business because we also have 8th house. What was I just saying? Reversed, and we have Mars. So Venus, Mars, 8th house. There's something here with contracts, agreements, debt, okay, or partners' finances, exes' finances, whatever, partner, all that shit that I was naming. But there's a huge renewal here. There's kind of like you've been feeling stuck in the past. Like there's been something that's like been keeping you stuck in the past, and you're like, holy shit, like I need to break free of this. Like I can't do this anymore, okay? But, and I do feel like you're breaking free, but it may not necessarily be because justice is reversed. It may not be just yet, okay? But there could be a huge change, or there could be a wait, a delay, or it could be even that it could even be what I kind of see here is that, you know, with Venus reversed, Mars, 8th house reversed, I kind of get here that this is kind of a change that you didn't see coming that might throw you off balance, but at the same time break you free, if that makes sense. So you may have to be resourceful. So for instance, and I'm not saying this is your situation, this is kind of a specific situation, but it's an example that I'm getting here, is like if you are getting a divorce and you're still working out who gets what, right? There may be some kind of issue where it's not fair, okay? It could be on your end or it could be on the other end, which may upset you a little bit, but I think in the end, you're going to feel a lot more free, okay? And for those of you that are in relationships, like serious, steady relationships, I also feel that there could definitely be a little bit more stress, worry, aggravation, and a little less compassion this week. So try to make sure you're remembering that there's not a lot of sensuality right now. There's a little bit more, wow, that's weird. So this is a really specific situation and it's kind of deep, but I'm going to say it because it just like randomly came to me. This is somebody, it's like, it's so weird because I feel like I only got part of the story. I didn't get the whole story. So I feel like I'm just going to say part of the story and then be like, yeah, but that's like, I don't know the rest. Like, this is somebody that may have been abused. Or now this, I'm not saying this whole reading is for that. I'm just saying somebody that I'm getting that's possibly a Cancer or has a lot of Cancer energy that either has been working with the law or hasn't been working with the law because it's not going to be fair. They feel like it's not going to be fair. This is somebody that was possibly in an abusive relationship or marriage, or even just dealt with somebody that, you know, possibly was abusive in some way, unfortunately. But there's a sense of kind of feeling free from that with the 6 of Cups reversed, the 8 of Swords reversed. There's a sense of moving on from the past, but even though it's not necessarily fair or equal, if that makes sense. So anyways, that's what I'm getting from that. I feel like it'd be a little bit more physical, unfortunately, Monica, because of Mars. I mean, it could be actually mental as well, because we did have the Eight of Swords there, so it could be mental. Okay. Leo. Alrighty, so you know, I already know what's going on because I'm a Leo rising and I check this shit. So what's going on for Leo this week is Saturn is finally moving the fuck out, okay? Saturn is finally moving the fuck out of our 6th house of work and daily routine and health. We've been feeling this like heavy weight when it comes to health and motivation and just getting up to fucking do shit and to follow our normal routines and to do the shit that we need to do at work and to do the shit that we need to do for our health. And it's just been dragging, man. Just these heavy ass burdens with like, you know, being able to get through the day. You know, I really feel like that the mundane things, like, yeah, we've learned a lot. We've learned to be more disciplined. We've learned to be more responsible with our health. We've learned to be more responsible with our work, our schedules, and all of that. But there's also just been this weight, you know what I mean? So Saturn's going to move into Aquarius, though, which is our opposite sign, our relationship sector. So then you may have already started to feel this energy, but it's basically where we're going to start really thinking about the long term of our relationships, okay? Are they going to last? You know, do we want to take things to the next level? Do we not? You know, like some of you may have started to feel a little bit more distant in your relationships and you know, like with people in general as well, because Aquarius rules people, you know? And so basically, you know, there's going to start being a huge focus on relationships, and, you know, you may start feeling a little bit disconnected, or even if you're single, this could just be significant relationships, significant friends in your life, you know, like who's your social circle, and is it serious? Do they have your back? Will they stand the test of time? Or what do you want in a relationship? You may start thinking about a relationship. Or getting in a relationship. Some of you may start thinking about marriage, or you know, like you're really kind of getting serious and not taking shit in the relationship department, which is good. Okay, this is good. And then also with all of this shit in our 6th house, there's a lot of motivation here. There may be like a ton, like you may all of a sudden start feeling really energized this week and really wanting to rush around and get things done. You may be really busy, or you may feel really busy. It may not even be that you are busy, you just may want to be busy, okay? You may start feeling very optimistic, very like eager to learn or eager to, you know, do things or like make improvements in places. But make sure you're not overdoing it, right? Because Saturn and Mars, or not Saturn and Mars, Mars and Jupiter can sometimes lead to kind of feeling like burnt out or restlessness if you burn it out. It's kind of like a huge ass fire is lit, you know what I mean? And you're kind of like trying to tame it or trying to ride it out. And so try to make sure that you're still keeping some kind of balance there, you know. Also, Mars is going to be going over Pluto, which could create some power issues, some control issues when it comes to your health, your day-to-day routines, your workplace. There could be a little bit of conflict or confrontation. Power dynamics may be tested, and you know, you're really thinking, because Saturn still rules your sixth house, even though it's moving into your seventh. So it's really going to be about, you know, relationships in the workplace as well, and what gives you freedom. And you know, if there are people holding you back in the workplace, or if you feel held back in the workplace, you may have to start being resourceful, okay? You may come up with some really cool ideas for work, or for health, or for your routines or your schedules, and it's important to implement them. But there's definitely possibly going to be a huge power struggle or power dynamic issue here when it comes to your day-to-day life, your routines, and things of that nature. So be careful with that. But so for your tarot cards, we have the Five of Cups reversed, we have the Nine of Swords upright, and then we also have the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay. On a more specific, mundane level, what I'm kind of getting here, Leo, is that there may be something from the past, okay, a pattern that comes back from the past that you have to kind of face and break through. You've been trying to ignore something, I feel here with the Queen of Swords. You've been trying to kind of like not, what's the word I'm looking for? Not address something, whether with verbally or, you know, whatever the case may be, possibly through communication. But there may be a conversation that you've been avoiding this week is what I'm getting. We also have South Node reversed, the Five of Cups reversed, the Nine of Swords upright. It's almost kind of like, because the Five of Cups reversed can usually be either missing someone, or going back to something, or even it definitely deals with the past. So in the South Node deals with the past. We also have the Nine of Swords here. So it's kind of like going back to a past mental pattern. Be careful, because this may be a trap, okay? This may be a huge test and a huge trap. You want to be careful. I also feel for you guys that there's someone in your family that wants to speak with you, but they drive you fucking nuts, so you're trying to avoid them, okay? So I'm also getting that as well, because you guys don't communicate well, okay? You guys, there's not good communication here. But you may want to do this because, I don't know why, I'm just getting a feeling that you may want to actually do this. So I know that was kind of more specific, but that's kind of what I'm getting here. So moving on to Virgo. Yes, I am drinking my water out of a plastic wine glass. Do not make fun of me. Okay, Virgo. So, Saturn is finally moving out of your fifth house, which is a good thing. Okay, so you've probably been feeling like there's been a lot of pressure to there's been a lot of pressure, a lot of burdens in the romance department, and the department of like basically having fun, enjoying yourself, creative projects, right? Doing things for fun, entertainment. There's just been a lot of freaking children. there's been a lot of like just heaviness there, you know what I mean? Maybe you've really wanted to take, you know, like Virgo's view, especially Virgo risings view, you know, work as their joy, their entertainment, right? Like we talked about in the weekly reading last week. So thank you, Larissa, for doing timestamps. So now that Saturn's finally moving out of there, it's going to be moving into your 6th house of health, work, daily routine, and you're really going to start seeing where you've been limiting your health. I don't know why, just for whatever reason, when I looked at the Aquarius symbol, I just randomly heard, whatever you want to call it, breathing, because I just pictured like the zigzags as like breath coming out of your mouth. So I don't know why breathing, but so maybe something that's been going on with air or breathing or something, your lungs, something along those lines. But basically Saturn moving into your into your health house is all about your work, your daily routines, your health life. And it's going to really show you where you don't feel freedom in your body because of habits, health habits that you have that are restricting you, okay? So maybe if you're a smoker, maybe you kind of decide to quit smoking, or you start trying to quit smoking, or you realize you have to quit smoking, something along those lines. Other than that, we have all of this stuff still going on in Capricorn, Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, which are going to be conjunct this week. So when Mars goes over Jupiter, this is going to be like an explosion of energy related to your children, your entertainment life, your romance life, your dating life. You may start feeling really optimistic. You may start, you know, feeling very high on energy, or like wanting to do a lot of creative projects. Make sure, or even a lot of work projects that you find fun. Make sure that you're being careful with this so you don't burn yourself out. Also, when Mars goes over Pluto, this could create some change or some really kind of like weird power struggle, power dynamic issues when it comes to your children, okay? It could create some kind of shift or some kind of change where you have to start being more resourceful when it comes to your children, or maybe you have to make your children become more resourceful. Also, what could happen here is, fuck, I just lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Fuck, I don't remember. This could also have something to do with finances, I feel, for some of you. It could have to do with finances, contracts, agreements, okay, in your life that need to be possibly changed, or that are making you feel stuck in a situation, or to do even with your children, okay? So we have 7th house, partners, reversed. We have Saturn, truth, reversed, okay. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the King of Cups reversed. We have the World card upright, and we have the 2 of Swords. I just remembered. Where's that new deck I got? I got a freaking new deck that I wanted to use, and I completely forgot about it. Okay, so what I'm seeing here with the Knight of Swords, and we also have Saturn, truth. I don't know that I would call it truth, but I mean, the Knight of Swords can be about truth. So what I'm seeing here is that you may really think something is true this week, Virgo. You may really think that you are speaking something that is very true, or that you're having a conversation, or dealing with some kind of agreement, written agreement, verbal agreement, whatever, that is true. But with the King of Cups here, this is saying that either someone around you or even you is not, it's coming from an emotional place, which doesn't necessarily make it true. It could be coming from a fear-based place. We also have the World here. So this is a huge kind of, this is kind of like a huge, like, completion point usually. But what I'm kind of getting here is that you're almost like, because I feel like if you're a Virgo, you're likely probably taking this shit really seriously, because Virgos are normally very hyper vigilant about germs, health, all of that. Like, this is, you know, especially since we had that Virgo full moon recently, so it's like Virgo is active, you know, freaking just everything, you know, doing the whole damn thing. Probably on lockdown already and everything. Well, I mean, I'm on lockdown already, not like because I have to be, because I want to be, but yeah, like, they're taking care of some shit, you know what I mean? Because look, we got the World and the Two of Swords. It's like, I ain't playing, mother effer, you know what I mean? Don't play with me. But what I'm kind of getting here is that basically that's what I'm getting. And then even in this card, if you look, these two people are like underground while the world's blowing up, right? But with the Two of Swords, it's like, I kind of feel like there's still something here that you're not necessarily seeing because you're acting out of a place of emotion rather than logic. So you may think it's logical, but with the King of Cups reversed there, I don't feel like it is all the way. We also have 7th house partners reversed, okay? So, like I was saying, this could be something going on with your partner, a conversation going on with your partner. This could also be something that you're thinking that is true when it comes to your partner. Like, you're trying to tell them something that you think is true. But like I said, it's coming from an emotional place, so you may want to kind of take a more logical standpoint on it, or a more logical look, if that makes sense. Also, Mercury is in Pisces, which is your opposite sign of relationships, you know, and Mercury is not is not great in Pisces. So there's kind of like a level of you know, delusion going on, a level of confusion, delusion, miscommunication, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here for Virgos. So, all right, moving on to Libra. So, Libra, Saturn has been wreaking havoc in your 4th house for the last few years, and Saturn has been really like making you buckle down on your foundation, on your home life, your family. It's been really maybe teaching you some hard lessons when it comes to home and what home is, and it's really possibly stripped you down to the bare necessities of what home is in a few different ways, okay? And what family is, right? And stripped you down to, you know, show you kind of like how to support yourself, okay? How to support yourself and how to create your own foundation. Saturn moving into Aquarius, though, is your 5th house, right? So this is going to really make you be a little bit more serious when it comes to your dating life, when it comes to your children. It's going to show you where you feel restricted or where you feel like you don't have freedom in your life. to be you, or to have fun, or to do things that you love, to do things that you really want to do. Now, other than that, this week we have all of this shit still in Capricorn: Jupiter, Mars, Pluto. So Mars is going to be going over Jupiter. So there could be like some kind of like big freaking explosion or shift in your family life, Libra, okay? Or with someone in your family. This could be an argument, or this could test the power dynamics in your home or in your family. This could be some kind of situation where you feel like maybe someone is controlling you, or where you may feel like a partner is overreacting or controlling you, because Mars rules your 7th house, which is partner. So if you live with a partner, or even a friend, a roommate that you're pretty close with, this is really going to test the power dynamics, and it's going to force you to be resourceful and to kind of find the balance there, to come to some kind of mutual understanding. But first, it may come through some kind of control issues, or some kind of shift in power, or some kind of shift in resources, or something along those lines, an argument or something like that. Now, this could also be a great time to change something about your home, or to finally take some kind of huge step with something related with your family or your home life. Possibly even possibly even something to do with your finances, because Mars also rules your 2nd house, and Jupiter rules your 3rd. So, you know, this may, I do feel like this is going to end up settling down a bit once Mars moves out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. It's going to kind of help you make the right decisions, and the right fair decisions, the right stable decisions. But right now, it may feel a little bit hectic this week, I'm not going to lie. So just try to kind of, you know, roll with it. We also have the 2nd house reversed. We have Black Moon Lilith reversed. So there definitely is a little bit of possible worry here when it comes to finances, or when it comes to possessions, okay? So what do you own? A car, a home, or you may feel like, you know, you may get a scare because maybe you don't own your own home, or maybe you live with someone, or something along those lines, which once again, Saturn's teaching you those last lessons of being stable in your own foundation, right? Now, we also have the 7 of Pentacles here, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords, okay? So, this is interesting. I really feel like some of you may feel like you're being treated like you don't belong in a situation, and that's kind of where Black Moon Lilith would come in as well, reversed. You're kind of feeling like you're being treated like you're not a part of a situation, or like you don't matter, or your thoughts or feelings don't matter. Like, no matter how much work you do in a situation, mentally you feel like it doesn't matter, or you feel like, and this I really feel like has something to do with either a significant relationship, or someone in your family, or someone that you live with, really holding things over your head, or really mentally making you feel stressed or trapped, okay? And it's kind of really bothering you, and you're not sure which decision to make. And so I just wouldn't overreact. Try really hard this week to not overreact. It may seem like things get a little bit unstable for a minute, but it will end up working out. Options will be revealed as time goes on. So try to just remember that. So moving on to Scorpio. Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio, Saturn is moving out of your third house of your community, your local environment, the places that you frequent, friends, siblings, distant relatives, transportation. It's kind of like not that bad of a spot to have Saturn. And it's moving into a place for you that is a little bit more sensitive, okay? I'm not gonna lie, it's your fourth house. If you're Scorpio rising, so it's all about family, it's all about, you know, structure, it's all about your emotional foundation. What is family? What is home? And so you're gonna start getting serious about what it is that you wanna do when it comes to your home life, when it comes to family, when it comes to, you know, where you live, right? And any kind of situations you have within your home, or any kind of dynamics you have within your home, any kind of like systems in place that you have in your home, or to do with what you view as home, family. Some of you may end up moving in with friends, or having friends move in with you eventually. Now remember, Saturn's going to be in here for a few months, and it's going to retrograde back out, and then it's going to then it's going to move forward and go back in towards the end of the year. So, but then it's going to be in there for 3 years. So this is just going to be a preview of what's to come. But, you know, over the time that Saturn's in there, it could be, you know, moving people in, or moving in with people that are your friends, something along those lines. But it can also be where you feel like you don't have freedom. So you guys may even start really wanting to either buy a house to make it feel like you have more freedom, or you may even want to sell a house if you already have a house and get a bigger house, or get a rental, okay, to feel like you have more freedom. Sorry, too many cards keep coming out. Just need one more card. So anyway, but this is really about having freedom, you know, in your home life, in your family. If there's anyone in your family life that's been really holding you back, or really just kind of on your last nerve, or in your home life even that's that way, it's really going to be about having freedom when it comes to property, when it comes to family and home, like I keep saying. So then also with all of this shit show in Capricorn that we got going on, still with Jupiter, Pluto, and Mars, what could happen here is that you could feel like, you know, there could be some situations this week, okay, with either transportation, your local environment. So this would definitely, would say kind of affect you if you are, you know, in a or in an area that's dealing with the virus and everything, and you're restricted or you can't leave. This would definitely be something to do with that. You may feel like the people in control are changing something, or you may feel like you don't have much control this week about your surroundings or your environment. You may want to try to take a big risk, or be super optimistic about something, or try to kind of like achieve something or do something that maybe you're not supposed to. And I mean, Jupiter can rule the law, you guys. I didn't even think about that. This could be, make sure you're not doing anything illegal. So yeah, but this could also be on a more personal level. This could be something to do with friends, distant relatives, maybe an argument, or just some kind of huge shift or change when it comes to your local environment, or when it comes to the places that you frequent on a day-to-day basis, okay? So Mars rules your first house and your sixth house. Yeah, so this is definitely affecting this could possibly be affecting your health also as well, your day-to-day routines, the body. So definitely I would say Scorpio risings, you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're taking necessary precautions, that you are not trying to rebel or you know, that you're just being safe around this time for sure. So we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. We have the Judgment card reversed, and we have the Six of Wands. Okay, so I kind of feel like some of you guys want to kind of be a hero, or you want to, you feel trapped, like, you know, like a lot of people do, but it's really bothering you, okay? Because we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed, which is like feeling stuck, feeling like things are moving slow. We have the Judgment card reversed, which tells me like you're really like not thinking straight, and for whatever reason with this, I'm also getting like, and this card as well, if you look, they're pressing a button that says fire. It's like pressing the big red button. So I kind of feel like you're like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna do something that's like really impulsive or really like, you know, risky to, you know what I mean, to try to overcome something with the Six of Wands here, or to try to be the hero, or to try to, I don't know, do something. Because like you're sick of being in the house, or you feel like, you know, if you look at the Six of Wands, it says the victorious or the undead are victorious, and you're like, you know what, fuck this virus, like it's not taking power over me or some shit. Because we also have Mars force reversed, so this is kind of like the, you know, not so great side of Mars, being risky, being impulsive. And then we also have 12th house escape, so this is really telling me like you do not want to feel stuck, like your judgment may be off. So be easy this week, Scorpio. Try not to be impulsive. Try to take things seriously. I know it's hard, but try to really think about it in a new light, in a new perspective, because that's really what's going to help you. Okay, Sagittarius. So Saturn is finally moving out of your second house of possessions, money, finances, wealth, self-worth, okay? You've been really having to buckle down and, you know, be resourceful, right? You've been really having to get serious about what worth is, what worth means to you, what is worth it, what isn't worth it, right? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve for yourself? What do you want to be able to say is yours? And then I'm going to fix this now. And then it's going to be moving into your third house of your social environment, okay? Your friends, cousins, distant relatives, your neighborhoods. So things may get a little bit restrictive, kind of like Scorpio. Things may get a little bit restrictive when it comes to your local environment, or you may feel like you're not free, or like you can't be your individual self in some way, or something along those lines. Also, you know, this is going to put a heavy emphasis on, you know, friends and neighbors and transportation, short travels, and you may start feeling kind of restricted in those areas. But Also, what's going on is we have Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto and Capricorn that are all going to conjunct this week in your second house. So once again, this is going to create some shifts when it comes to your resources, your money, how you make money, your talents and your gifts that you can offer the world, you know, the tools that you have at your disposal, and what you do with them. You know what I mean? I wouldn't take any big risk with money. You may be kind of very worried about money or worried about finances, resources, possessions, things that you own, right? Property, if you own property, you know, a car, if you own a car, what things are worth, all of that. Now, Mars rules your 12th and your 5th. So the sun also moves into Aries this week. Oh, damn it, it's 4. Wow, a lot of swords. Okay. So let's see, where was I? So Mars rules your 12th and your 5th, okay? And it's in your 2nd. This could be a huge risk, okay? I would not take any huge financial risk because you may end up losing out in some way. I would not gamble in any way, not just with money or like at a casino, obviously, but just any kind of gambling. I just would not do it. This could be like really saving your money for something or having to save your money for something. But yeah, it's really all about money and worth and resources and all of that. So let's go ahead and get 2 more cards for Sag. So you have the Page of Hazards, which is the Page of Pentacles reversed. You have the 8 of Swords. So definitely some money worries here. Feeling kind of like kind of having like a scarcity fear or not having enough. 6 of Swords reversed. Okay, so feeling like you're kind of in the middle of a situation you can't get out of. 5 of Swords upright. Yeah, gosh, Sag, there's a lot of worry here when it comes to money. So we have water, the water element reversed, and then we have Aquarius, I know. So I kind of feel like with the water element reversed, this is definitely kind of being like in a fear-based state. There's definitely also possibly some conflict here, okay, this week, so be careful with that. There's definitely some conflict, and it may seem like you have the shitty end of the stick, but actually you don't. So be careful with that, because it's really about your perception here with Aquarius, right? It's really about your perception. It's really about kind of trusting instead of feeling. Think more logically, right? Instead of focusing on how you feel, focus on the logic behind it, okay? Be logical about it, because here's how fear works, you guys. It's like the person that wants a relationship so bad, and then the perfect person comes into their life, but they're so scared to be in a relationship, so they push the person away, right? And that's how fear works. It's like you're so scared to be alone that you finally are not alone, and then you push the person away, right? It's like it completely does the opposite thing of what you think it's going to do, right? So make sure that you're keeping that in mind. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on to Capricorn. Alrighty, so Capricorn. Poor Capricorn still has all this freaking shitstorm going on in their first house. Although Saturn is finally leaving this week, so that's a good thing. Saturn is moving into the sign of Aquarius, which is your neighbor. So for the next few months before it retrogrades back into your sign, it's really important to pay attention for Caps, because the focus is going to start shifting to your finances, your worth, your possessions. You know, what do you own? What talents do you have? What do you have to offer? Okay? Your self-esteem may take a little bit of a hit at first, but remember, because Saturn's been in your first house, you know what you're capable of now. You know how strong you are. You know the shit that you've been through over the last few years. So don't let this shit fool you, okay? Like, you know what to do to get yourself back on track. So keep those lessons in mind, because Saturn's going to come back and check on you to make sure that you've learned them. But it's definitely about your worth, your money, your finances. It's about, you know, where you may need to feel a little bit more freedom when it comes to what you own, when it comes to, you know, anything that deals with finances and what you own. And, you know, because if the second house, or if the first house is the house of the self and the body, the second house is what the body can do, right? The body can make money, right? The body can use its hands to work on things, right? It can, you know, it's basically the possessions, the material things the body can basically work with, right? So that's the second house. And it's also about what you're worth because of what you do. So if Capricorn, which Capricorns usually do, have this weird belief system that basically if they work hard, they'll be worth something, right? That makes them worthy of something. So this is going to test those beliefs, and it's going to test you where you don't feel free in regards to what you think you're worth, or, you know, anything like that. Now, so far, Cap, wow, this is actually a pretty decent looking week for you guys. This is probably like the best tarot reading yet. Okay, so we have the Empress, the Queen of Wands, the Sun, all upright, and then we have the Page of Wands reversed. Okay, so that's the only thing that's reversed, which tells me that there's something that, like, you've got your shit together with something this week, or this could be a womanly figure in your life that's not you, okay? This could be like a womanly figure in your life. But if it's you, then you're feeling pretty creative. You're feeling pretty inspired this week. You're able to like see the future. The only thing is you're not able to necessarily act on it right away. You're not necessarily able to do what you need to do, or explore the areas that you need to explore, maybe because of all the shit that's going on in the world right now. But I do see here that you are possibly working on something creative or doing something creative. We also have Neptune reversed here and Black Moon Lilith mystery. So this does indicate something that may be a little bit confusing though. Okay, so there may be, but with the Sun here, it illuminates it. So this may be illuminating something that, or some kind of news with the Page of Wands reversed here, that I feel like you kind of already knew was coming. I really do feel like that. So, but yeah, you're feeling really creative, really inspired this week. But for some reason, it may be like taking the first step or acting on it, or some kind of news that comes in that illuminates something for you. that I feel like you somewhat already knew about it, but for some of you it may be a little bit unexpected, but that is what I'm getting for you guys. Also with, I don't think I talked about Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto in your sign. So all of that's is still in your sign, and Jupiter is conjuncting Mars and Pluto this week. So this could make you extremely optimistic, extremely driven, extremely resourceful this week. Just be careful that you are not being confrontational, or that you are not kind of pushing yourself over the limit, okay? Because I do see here that some of you guys could really actually push yourselves too far, or some of you guys could get a little bit confrontational with someone. So make sure that you are just keeping an eye on that, and that you are not pushing yourself too far, that you're still giving yourself rest when you need it. For some of you, this could be something to do with your family or friends. I'm sorry, not your friends, your family, or yes, your friends. Sorry, I had that right. Your family or friends, or some kind of relationship in your life where there could be a little bit of conflict. There could also be a huge change going down where you're like walking away from something, or you're getting away from something as well. So that is what I see for Capricorn this week. Moving on to Aquarius, 2 signs left. If you've been here this whole time, you're an OG. Whew. Okay. It's been a minute since I've done this. That's why I quit doing all the signs like this, because it's like a lot, man. It is a lot. It takes a lot of energy. Okay, so Aquarius. Let's see what's going on with you. So Saturn is moving into your sign this week on the 21st, which is this Saturday. You may already be feeling it because it's basically almost there. It's like right behind you, you know what I mean? Right on the cusp of your sign. So you may already be feeling it. But it's going to force you to get a little bit more serious, to buckle down a little bit more, or it's going to show you where you are feeling restricted in your life and where you basically feel like you don't have freedom. And if you've been here the whole time, then you've probably heard me say some of this like over and over and over again, and that's why the general readings can be helpful, because I already addressed all of this, and this is what everybody's going to be feeling. They're just going to be feeling it in a different area of life depending on their sign, mainly their rising sign. But yeah, so that's why I always say it's important to listen to the general readings. So anyways, but yeah, Saturn in Aquarius moving into your first house. This is really going to be, it's going to start putting a focus on your body. If you need to get in shape, if you need to, you know, get more disciplined with something, your appearance as well. Where do you feel restricted? Where do you feel not free in your life? Now, we also have this shit show going on in Capricorn in your 12th house. We have Jupiter conjunct Mars this week, which is going to basically start a shit storm. So for Aquarius risings especially, you could be having really crazy dreams if you know, dream. Now, I'm going to keep it all the way real with y'all. The 12th house is not the funnest, okay? It's got its perks. Every house has its perks, right? But it usually deals with losing something. It deals with closure, okay? And with these planets being really big planets, okay? Pluto is a generational planet. Mars is a very quick, like, you know what I mean? Action-based, boom. Think of like almost like a bomb in a way. I don't know if I would say it was a bomb, but it's like a warrior, okay? You can think of Mars as like a warrior. It's like it comes in and boom, you know what I mean? Like, and so this could definitely be something related to something going away, okay? Or if you had plans to travel, they could be interrupted, okay? Or some kind of change that basically forces you to kind of either withdraw from the public or that kind of forces you to go inward as well. There could be, and also it deals with the subconscious. It's a weird house, like my South Node's in the 12th house, so I'm pretty familiar. It could be something going on in your subconscious patterns that need to be, there could be some subconscious anger, rage that comes up that you may need to address, some subconscious control issues, okay? But it can deal with all of those different things. So anyways, for your tarot cards, we have the 8 of Wands, we have the 6 of Wands, we have the Lovers, and we have the Queen of Cups, okay? So this definitely could be based on a relationship. I feel like this definitely could have something to do with travel as well, or feeling separated from somebody. Some of you guys could be dealing with, I mean, some of y'all could actually be getting into a new relationship or something, or dating someone that you like really like. Even though like the world's all crazy and shit. And then we have Uranus, Genius, which is the modern ruler of Aquarius. We also have Pisces, I believe, reversed. So there's definitely kind of like a quickness this week, I feel. There could also be something that is kind of random that happens out of nowhere that you weren't expecting. But there's also a sense here of your feelings possibly leading you a little bit astray in a way, with Pisces, I believe, reversed, and with the Queen of Cups. And if you look at the Queen of Cups, she's eating a brain. So you may be a little bit in your feelings more than you are thinking logically this week, so you may want to kind of watch out for that. So yeah, I'm kind of getting that you're maybe trying to rush something, or something happens that kind of puts you in like a whole new direction that you weren't really expecting, okay? So also for Aquarius, you want to make sure that when Saturn moves into your sign, some of you could start feeling distant, but others of you could start, if the whole kind of like self-worth thing hits you and you're like, oh, I don't feel good about myself all of a sudden, or whatever the case may be, then you may start wanting to kind of bandage that up with a relationship in some way. So, and you want to make sure that you're not doing that, because that's not going to help you find a sense of self-worth. I mean, it can, but maybe not in the way that you're wanting it to usually. But anyway, so moving on to Pisces. Okay, so for Pisces, Saturn is going to be moving into your 12th house. And we talked a lot about that in your monthly video, so I'm not going to go too deep into that, but it deals with closure, it deals with karmic cycles. You could see some patterns coming back from the past. Now this is going to be more true if you're a Pisces rising, so please keep that in mind. But yeah, the 12th house definitely deals with closure, deals with the subconscious. You could start feeling restricted, isolated, or you could start isolating. You could start feeling like you don't feel free subconsciously, or like you don't feel free when it comes to your social life, or when it comes to other people in some way in your life. Now, also, we have this shit show going on in Capricorn. So, this is in your 11th house. This is going to be some huge shifts when it comes to your friends, your goals, your wishes, okay? Self-realization. Thank you, Larissa. I really, really appreciate it. So, yeah, so there could be some issues with friends this week, or some power dynamics, or even some issues with just some kind of issue with your social life, or even like a group you belong to, or the community in general that you live in or that you are a part of. There's definitely some issues here in that area. Now, you could also feel super optimistic about your dreams, but you want to be careful that you are not resorting to manipulative, deceiving tactics to get there in any way. Also, there could be like a huge transformation or shift in your goals and what you want to do in life, and you know, your dreams, and just where you're headed in life. Okay, so that could definitely also be a huge thing that happens this week. So okay, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Strength card reversed, the Ten of Wands upright. Wow, okay. Okay, so I kind of feel like some of you guys are either the ones like hoarding shit while this like whole freaking shit show in the world is going on, or you're the ones pissed that people are hoarding shit. Something along those lines. That's why this freaking, I was gonna do like a funny reading, but I felt like it was kind of like inappropriate. I was gonna do like a funny reading on, like how to survive the end of the world or something, and I was gonna use this zombie tarot deck. But if you look at this Four of Pentacles cards, he's like in a store, like hoarding all of the freaking food and stuff, and the people are looking in the window and he's covering his ears. They're like banging on the door. He's like, nah, man. So that's just what this reminded me of. Plus with the strength card reversed, it's kind of like not having compassion or letting fear overrun you. But we also have the Ten of Wands here, okay? And so this is like, what I'm getting out of this Ten of Wands right now is kind of like some of you guys could really be reacting in fear. Okay, and this is in your 11th house of society, okay? So you're really worried about society and humanity and all of that. And Mars rules your 9th, which is about, you know, your world views, and Mars rules your 2nd, which is about your worth and what you have to offer the world. So, I mean, this is really, you know, some of you guys could be really worried, and plus you're freaking Pisces, so you're worried about everything, you feel everything, you know what I mean? So, okay, yeah, see we have 10th house, the world, reverse, Saturn, truth. So yeah, there's a lot of fear here for Pisces. So you guys, I know you're scared, I get it, I really get it, but try to, okay, so with strength reverse, to balance this out, okay, you want to step into a place of compassion. You want to step into a place of empathy. You want to use that empathy not for fear, because that's not helping anyone, right? Including yourself. How is fear going to help you? Be honest with yourself. Step into a place of compassion. If you want to help people, you have to feel what they're feeling, right? And you do feel what they're feeling, but you also have to feel what they're feeling, let it run through you, don't hold on to it, and then help them, right? Aspire people. That is what strength is all about. It is about influencing people. Because you felt what they felt, and because you can get through it, and once you do get through it, you can help people. Once you start giving, like doing that, taking the fear and using it as a useful tool with something, instead of just sitting there and like letting it, you know, feeling like there's nothing you can do to help. Because if you look at this guy, the skeleton's just like completely falling apart. He's looking up like, what do I do here? You know what I mean? Like, so it's all falling apart anyway, right? But if you have strength, then you can get through it, right? Like it's not about not having fear. It's about taking the fear and doing something useful with it. So please remember that this week, Pisces. So anyways, that is all, my loves. That is all 12 signs. God, that was a lot. Forgot how freaking much that was. Yeah, they can do that. Just reading your comments here. Thank you, Larissa. Yeah, it probably won't let you comment until the live is done. Thank you, guys. You're welcome. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. And yeah, hang in there. This Mars Jupiter in my 6th house has me like motivated lately, so I'm like got all these readings I want to film and stuff, so I'll probably be coming out with more videos. Plus, like, what else am I gonna do, right? And I don't know, like this whole thing has kind of like all this craziness going on has like really motivated me to do shit, because I feel like I have a reason to do shit, you know what I mean? Like I have a reason to do videos right now, because everyone's losing their shit, right? So definitely have more videos coming. And if you didn't see, I uploaded a pick a card reading just like in a couple hours ago, which is really deep and goes into how you can kind of work with all of this craziness in the world right now. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good week. I know not all the readings were all like, you're gonna meet your twin flame and slide down rainbows and ride unicorns together. But there's a lot going on, so I think the readings were a little bit more intense, except for like Capricorn. But that's a good thing, because Capricorn normally has shitty readings. So but yeah, I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna get off of here, and yeah, have a good week. Bye.